Hello, my name is Jason Pond. I am the CEO of Grizzly Broadband in Western Montana. And we have been a WISP since 2017. We purchased a company in 2017 that had been a WISP for about 20 years. I've been in the WISP industry since 2001. I co-founded my first WISP in Manhattan, Montana, Little Apple Technologies, and purchased WISP in West Yellowstone. Some of you may know it as Grizzly Internet. 2005, I sold that to SafeLink Internet in 2015, and I had gotten into fiber construction at the end of 2015, just prior to selling to SafeLink. My ISP background comes from using various different equipments, anywhere from Motorola Canopy back in the early 2000s, Microtik, Cambium, Ubiquity, Bicells, and Calyx. We provide residential, small business, commercial, and enterprise services, along with fiber to the prem, FTTH, and managed services. Hospitality, Wi-Fi deployments, indoor and outdoor. Our current service area, we serve about a 100-mile long valley in Western Montana. Hardware we're using today, we primarily are Cambium, PMP, and ePMP gear. We run their 450 platform in both 5.8 and 3.6.5. We do have a couple Ubiquity, some of their 900 series, and 2.4 APs, and a little bit of their 3.6.5 gear, and we're running 2 Bicells APs. I've got an extensive background using all of these technologies. Some of the software we use for monitoring, we use Cacti, we use the Dude, Intermapper, and we added Preseem and Sonar to our repertoire here this last fall. So we've moved over to Sonar in October, and we added Preseem into the mix in December of last year. And so far it has been a fantastic experience. One of the things that we're noticing, and one of the things that the industry really wants is, from the consumer side, is they want you to manage their entire experience. You need to be able to see what's going on inside their house, because when they call, well, let's just put it this way, they don't want to call. They want to call, sign up, and they just want it to work. They never want to have to call you. And through surveys that we've done in the past, it says that they just want it to work. So how do we do that? Well, we have to put tools in place to be able to manage that quality of experience. Preseem is a great partner in this. We deployed Preseem data collecting back in October when we did Sonar, and we did data collection for a while. We decided to switch to their shaping in December, and immediately, the next week, we dropped 100 calls off of our support call volume. And we maintain that trend. Now, we don't just use Preseem. I mean, it wasn't just some magic switch. Preseem does do a lot of the work, but you have to go in and read the data that Preseem gives you. When Preseem gives you that data, it tells you, do you have an overloaded AP? A lot of subscribers, what we found was with Cambium gear, you've got keys, radio keys that limited at 20 megs. Well, we'd have customers that were on a 16 meg package, but they were rate limited at 15 by 5. So they never got to that 16, and so they'd hit high latency. Preseem helped us find that, and we could throw a new key on. Some radios, we had customers on 20 meg or 16 meg packages that had 10 meg radios, and so we had to spend the money to get those keys upgraded, and it really helped balance out the network. It helps us a lot with overloaded APs and backhauls. So how do we find Preseem? We found them. I met Garrett many years ago when he was doing a Netflix caching product back at Wispapalooza. Pretty cool idea back then. We spent a lot of time doing some research. I've been, with the sale of Grizzly Internet to SafeLink, we researched Preseem some more there. It wasn't necessarily a good fit for their company, but when I bought CyberNet 1 in January of 2018, we knew we had to go somewhere. And getting in with Preseem and the fact that it integrates with Sonar, which is our chosen billing platform, was very, very good for us. And it's been a very good relationship. Preseem's very, very easy to work with. Their support has been fantastic. We've had a couple hardware issues, nothing outrageous, a couple reboots, and it was a common problem. They worked with us. They made the product. We got it up and we got it running. Everything is running great now. We continue every day. Our support team uses Preseem on a daily basis to troubleshoot clients. We use Calix managed routers to support behind for a managed router platform, but not all of our customers have it. So using Preseem to catch the ASUS router problems or some of our MikroTik router problems is what we do. So coming up here, this is an example of one of the things that happened to us. We had a disgruntled customer. This customer complained all the time. This has been going on for about a year. And we offered a managed router solution to him. We sent him out, gave him Calix. We put the Calix router in, and you can see it in Preseem. You can see the spikes in the latency. And at the end, right in that January 30th time frame, right there in the middle of the screen, is when the Calix router did a self-heal adjustment. And that noticeably dropped their latencies. And so we could tell that problem was inside the customer's house. If without Preseem and without our managed routers, we would have never known this. And that customer would have just continued to be mad right up to the point that they canceled and they went on to somebody else. This customer, similar situation, but they were having all kinds of, they were having buffering issues. This had been going on for almost 2 years. This customer has been having problems. And the technicians have been out, multiple truck rolls. I was at wit's ends with the customer myself. I almost canceled this customer. We couldn't find the problem. We finally went out. I got a technician to go out, replace the cable, and put in a managed router. And you can see the immediate latency change when we replace the cable. We now have the proof. The customer's happy, but here's the evidence. And this customer wasn't fully happy because they never really knew what to experience before. And so we've done a few things with them. So this is actually an employee account. So our team members at the company get a 100 meg internet connection. They don't ever get a full 100 meg, obviously, it's wireless. But one of my team members came in, she said, yeah, we were streaming 4 TVs last night. I went, really? I'm gonna go check this out on Preseem because I wanna see what it looks like. So I went and looked at it, and the latencies were peaking at 200, and I'm like, oh, something's wrong. Well, we had our own team member on a 20 meg radio on a 100 meg package. So we fixed it, we gave her an unlimited radio, and you can see where that fixed in Preseem, and now it all balances out nice. So, biggest thing is noticeable impact, right? We're seeing less cancellations. Since we started using Preseem up to today, so current data, this says we had 2. We've had 3 cancellations for people changing providers. Where prior to Preseem, this past summer, we were running about a 40 to 50% cancellation rate for customers changing providers. And now we just don't see that. We're getting 1, 2 a month, out of the rest of it. So we're 80-90% of our customers that cancel are moves. Cancellation, they're either canceling because they move, or we have an older demographic. We actually get more fatalities than probably most. So experience. Let's see, our experience with Preseem. Like I said, it's been great. It tells us where our upgrades need to go. It's helped us prioritize our upgrades. So we were looking at certain towers. We're like, well, this tower seems like it's getting kind of loaded. It's got a bunch of customers on it. Well, actually, this tower over here needs way more attention. So we prioritized our upgrades, and now are able to hit the towers that need it the most. And so we have and helps us get very proactive in our network management, which has been very fantastic. One of the ways we do it, we use PPPoE. and we were using MikroTik queues. We switching over to do Preseem, it was very, very easy. They flipped a switch. They made things work. They also allow, at least if you're using Sonar, the integration allows for them to shut off services when customers are not in an active state. So if they're delinquent, or maybe if you do a vacation hold, we do a lot of snowbird packages. And so that, like I said, it was very, very easy to handle. It's not the most inexpensive solution, but it's high quality hardware. It works really well, and it's, to me, worth absolutely every penny that I've spent with them thus far. One of the ways that I see it helping in fiber deployments is especially in a hybrid fiber deployment. So we actually have our first fiber subs up this fall or this winter, and we backhaul that with wireless. So we can actually see with the Preseem box where that we may, if we have any issues on our licensed backhaul. And then we use our ONT is the AP, and then the customer subs. And so we can still get some of that data that comes in to tell us whether you have those issues. Like I said, it's been a great overall experience. We're very, very happy with Preseem. And I very much enjoy working with Garrett and Harneet to do this. No matter what you do, I believe Preseem's a step in the right direction.